French President Emmanuel Macron has issued a clear warning about the escalating strategic competition between the United States and China, cautioning that the growing rivalry risks reshaping global dynamics and potentially dividing continents. Speaking at Sichuan University in Chengdu on the final day of his visit to China, Macron addressed students and faculty during a scheduled appearance focused on geopolitical change, international cooperation, and Europe's evolving role in global affairs. The remarks come at a time when tensions between Washington and Beijing continue to influence military, economic, and technological developments across multiple regions, including the Indo-Pacific, Europe, and international institutions. Macron used his address to describe the scale of current global disruptions and to underline the challenges facing younger generations. During his prepared statement, Macron said the world is experiencing a historic moment marked by instability and competing power centers. Delivering his remarks in French, he stated, "We are undoubtedly living through a time of extreme complexities and transformations like few we have experienced before, and it is your generations that will face it." He highlighted a combination of factors contributing to the current international climate, including regional conflicts, geopolitical realignments, and growing pressure on global governance mechanisms. Macron identified ongoing destabilization as a defining feature of the present era. He continued by pointing to a series of active crises and strategic rivalries that, taken together, are reshaping relationships among major powers. Referring first to the conflict in Eastern Europe, Macron said, "Firstly, there are geopolitical destabilizations and a very high level of tension. You see it and you probably hear every day about the war launched by Russia in Ukraine, which directly affects Europe. The conflict, now in its fourth year, has created long-term security challenges for European nations, strengthened NATO's posture, and accelerated debates over defense spending, energy security, and industrial resilience." Macron's remarks in Chengdu reaffirmed France's view that Russia's actions carry significant implications beyond the battlefield, influencing Europe's broader strategic position. He then turned to Asia, noting that regional tensions around the South China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, and wider Indo-Pacific dynamics continue to rise. Macron stated, "We see the tensions in the region that are also strong." While he did not specify individual flashpoints, his comments align with concerns expressed by European and Asian partners regarding maritime security, military modernization, and the increased frequency of encounters involving naval and air forces. Macron then addressed what he described as one of the most consequential developments in today's geopolitical landscape, the deepening rivalry between the United States and China. He noted that the competition between the world's two largest economies is increasingly shaping economic frameworks, technology standards, and global supply chains. He said, "We see the rivalry between the United States and China, which will nonetheless structure many things." The French president warned that this rivalry risks creating far-reaching geopolitical consequences, including potential fragmentation of regions into competing blocs. He noted that such shifts could impact Europe, Asia, Africa, and other continents as governments navigate pressure to align with one side or the other. Macron cautioned that if unmanaged, the US-China rivalry could contribute to new divisions across the global system, highlighting that possibility, he said, "And all this could, in a way, separate the continents." His remarks reflect long-standing European concerns that heightened confrontation between Washington and Beijing may undermine multilateral frameworks and reduce the space for countries to pursue independent foreign policies. European leaders have previously discussed the need to avoid being forced into binary choices, and Macron's speech in Chengdu reiterates that position in a major diplomatic setting. The appearance at Sichuan University was part of Macron's broader visit to China, which included meetings with Chinese officials and engagements highlighting cultural and educational cooperation. The trip also served to address Europe's economic interests, concerns about market access, and coordination on global challenges such as climate change and conflict resolution. Macron's message in Chengdu underscored France's consistent position that global stability requires open dialogue among major powers, even amid competing interests. His comments also aligned with ongoing European Union discussions on economic security, supply chain independence, and the role of Europe in maintaining a balanced international environment. Throughout the address, Macron emphasized that the rising generation will inherit the consequences of current geopolitical decisions. He framed the uncertainties of the moment as both a challenge and an unavoidable reality for students preparing to enter a rapidly changing world system. The speech also highlighted France's approach to navigating its relationships with both Washington and Beijing. While France remains a central member of NATO and a strategic partner of the United States, Macron has repeatedly argued that Europe must maintain strategic autonomy to safeguard its political and economic interests. His comments in China reflect that balancing effort, signaling cooperation with Beijing while acknowledging areas where tensions remain high. Macron's warning about potential continental division reflects concerns shared among diplomats and analysts who observe shifting geopolitical alignments across Europe, Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These shifts include intensified competition for infrastructure investment, technological leadership, and influence within international organizations. The broader geopolitical backdrop includes continued military deployments in the Indo-Pacific, trade disputes involving advanced technologies, and new regulations imposed by Washington and Beijing affecting semiconductor supply chains, artificial intelligence, and telecom infrastructure. France and other European governments have been reassessing their exposure to global uncertainties and coordinating responses through European Union frameworks. By delivering these remarks in China, Macron aimed to communicate Europe's perspective directly to an audience that is increasingly engaged in global affairs. The speech at Sichuan University offered an opportunity for France to articulate its position before students who are part of China's next generation of policymakers, researchers, and diplomats. As Macron concluded his address, he returned to the central theme of global transformation, reiterating that the current era requires careful management of international tensions. He urged students to remain aware of the scale of change underway and the responsibility of future leaders to maintain global stability. Macron did not present policy proposals during this appearance, nor did he announce new initiatives. Instead, he focused on outlining how major global trends are converging and emphasized that cooperation must remain an essential objective despite rising competition. The visit to Chengdu marks the final stage of Macron's multi-day engagement in China, which included public events designed to strengthen cultural exchanges and highlight existing academic partnerships. His remarks reflect France's continued effort to preserve dialogue with China while maintaining its commitments to European unity and transatlantic security alliances. Macron's warning regarding the US-China rivalry reinforces the importance that European governments place on managing geopolitical risks in order to prevent new divisions across regions. His comments reflect a broader effort to maintain stability as major powers adjust to ongoing transformations in security, economics, and diplomacy. The French president's address in Chengdu underscored that the world is entering a period shaped by multiple intersecting pressures, an ongoing war in Europe, persistent regional tensions in Asia, and a high-stakes strategic competition that stretches across continents. His remarks emphasized the need for awareness, engagement, and cooperation as nations adapt to these realities. The message delivered at Sichuan University highlights France's belief that the next generation of global leaders will play a decisive role in confronting complex challenges and navigating an international environment marked by shifting alliances and emerging uncertainties. The situation remains defined by rising global tensions, strategic rivalry, and ongoing calls for dialogue to prevent further division across continents.